Have you ever had a thought that you wanted to express to your spouse, but you just overthink it over and over and over again, picturing the worst case scenario? And then when you actually expressed yourself, it wasn't that bad. The conversation wasn't that bad. Well, actually, today, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the fact that the worst version of your spouse is actually in your head. Stay tuned. Welcome to the next episode of Same Page. We are your hosts, Sarah Semajust
and Lenard Semajust.
Today we're talking about the fact that the worst version of your spouse is typically in your head, which means that oftentimes we think of the worst case scenario in our head, how a certain conversation is going to go, but really when you actually have that conversation, it comes out very naturally, and your spouse is probably very responsive. Have you ever had that scenario?
Oh, absolutely. Recently, just with everything that's going on, taking care of a young child, the fact that we have this real estate business going on, and just the fact that it just seems like we're just really busy these days. And I wanted to kind of take a little bit of a break, kind of have like a little me time, and go hang out with some friends. And for whatever reason, I had all these thoughts of how Sarah would react. It's like, oh, do you really want to take some time off? Oh, I spent all this whole day taking care of our son. We have all these other things that we have to do in order to move forward on some of these projects. So I had all these different things going in my head on how the conversation was actually going to go. And then when I actually, posed a question and actually had the talk with her, it turned out that she was almost kind of like inviting me to go out.
I was like, leave,
I guess. So it's like, so all these thoughts and preconceived notions that I made up in my head were completely false, and I definitely overthought of this simple request to step out with the fellas.
I didn't even think twice. I was like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. And how about yourself?
Yeah, it has happened to me in the past, and more recently. I mean, it has happened to me multiple times over the course of our marriage, but more recently, with everything that has been going on with real estate or project that we have currently, the baby, I haven't really like cooked or cleaned or just take care of the household much, right? And I kind of feel bad, and I'm thinking, oh, you know what, like he must think I'm the worst wife, like how come she's not cooking and how come she's not cleaning, and
she'll go weeks without cooking.
That is not true. But I'm thinking of all these things in my head and how he must think, like what he must think of me at the time, right? So one day I was like, oh, you know what, I'm just gonna put the baby to bed, I'm gonna wash the dishes, and I'm gonna cook something. And Lenard was like, what are you doing? Like, just go rest. You had a long day. You took care of Lion. And he just told me to go to bed. And I was just like, really? So in my head, like, I think that he's thinking I'm slacking and everything, even though I know I'm not, because there's just so much going on. And I'm just trying to, juggle everything at once. But in my mind, I thought that he thought that I wasn't fulfilling my wifey duties, which Lenard's really not that type of guy to say, like, you're going to cook and you're going to clean and all of that. But I just felt like I should be doing more. But in his mind, he was just like, he already saw that I was doing a lot.
Absolutely.
And so those are a couple examples where really you can have a certain very negative thoughts about how a certain conversation is going to go, and picture how your spouse is going to react negatively. But I encourage you to just muster the courage to just have that conversation without overthinking it, because you never know. It might actually go badly.
Yeah.
But if the person keeps an open mind, it probably will go a little bit better than you think. At least that's what we've experienced.
Exactly. If you guys have also experienced something similar to this, where you've overreacted what your spouse's potential reaction might be to whatever topic that you were thinking about, please feel free to comment, and also don't forget to like and subscribe.
And as always, we love you. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to live your truth.